Namaskaram to all of you and welcome to this video seminar on the topic Navaratri compositions and composers. Navaratri is a 9-day festivity all over India celebrating the feminine power of goddess Parashakti. Parashakti was also called Durga, Kali, Parvati, Kamakshi, Meenakshi, Visalakshi and so on. Though this festival is celebrated in different ways all over the country, there is a common thread that runs through this, and that is the victory of good over evil. In the eastern part of India, Durga Puja is celebrated in a very grand manner. You have huge idols of the goddess sitting on a lion, killing them in Mahishasura. These are placed in pandals where you have music that adds to the energy of the environment. In the western part of India, especially in Gujarat, you have the Garba Dandiya. Garba, which is a traditional dance that is performed to traditional music, where people dance around an earthen lamp that is kept inside an earthen pot, which depicts the cycle of life. In the southern part of India, the Dussehra festival of Mysore is world famous. The Bomma Kolu, where you have clay dolls that are placed thematically, and you have even the mythological stories are also depicted through these dolls. These days you also have social themes entering our festival atmosphere. In the northern part of India, people fast for all 9 days, and the 10th day of Vijayadashmi is celebrated as the victory of Rama over Ravana. Again, victory of good over evil. Now, through all these festivities, we have music traveling with us. And we had a question. We wanted to know how Carnatic music celebrates Navaratri. And for this, we have 6 very knowledgeable Carnatic music students who have done their research on the topic, and they are going to be presenting their findings just now. I want all of you to sit through this program to encourage the hard work that they have done. But before I give it over to Vidya, I would like to thank Radhika for the hard work that she has put in to make these slides for this program that will make this entire program visually so appealing. You will be able to read the content very well and absorb what is being told. And Vidya, who has coordinated, planned, and now is going to host this program. Many thanks to both of you. Now, Vidya, over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for this opportunity. And I call over Radhika to just start her presentation, and I call the first participant, Srimati Revathy.
Hello and namaskarams to all. My name is Revathy Sampath and I am an ardent student of Carnatic music and fortunate enough to learn Veena from our guru Srimati Mala Vishwanathan. I am highly honored to have this opportunity to talk about Navaratri and our great composers who have adorned Carnatic music system with so many gems of kritis, particularly on Devi. Navaratri celebrates the 3 magnificent goddesses, Durga, Lakshmi and Saraswati, the esteemed consorts of Lord Shiva, Vishnu and Brahma. 9 nights are dedicated to the 3 Shaktis in prayer to bestow their grace and blessings on all life forms. The 10th day, Vijayadashmi, is celebrated in great reverence, honoring Shakti as Mahishasura Mardini for vanquishing the demon Mahishasura and protecting humanity from his evil grips. Navaratri is celebrated in many parts of India in many modes. Decorations like kolams, toranams, mandapams, procession of idols, chanting of mantras and slokas, singing and dancing and many other forms to express joy and celebration. In southern states like Tamil Nadu and Mysore, Navaratri is celebrated as Golu or Dashara by decorating the houses with beautiful displays of deities and dolls and inviting folks from neighborhood and other communities to share the festivities. During these times, music plays a very important role. People sing and perform in praise of Devi with various kritis, bhajans, and devotional hymns. In every home, in every part of the country, music and singing takes the central theme with a distinct flavor in every region. In South, Carnatic music lovers are blessed with many divine compositions granted to us by our great composers. These kritis are the eternal treasures of Carnatic music. Many such composers have been Devi Upasakas, meaning they have been worshipping Devi as the main worship, and have composed kritis exclusively on Devi. Shyama Shastri, one of the trinities of Carnatic music, has composed mainly on Kamakshi. Muthuswami Dikshitar, who has composed kritis on all divine forms, has created exemplary kritis on Devi called Kamalamba Navavarna kritis. 9 kritis on Devi with an invocation on Ganesha and a Mangalam piece. Swati Tirunal, who has composed kritis on Lord Padmanabha mainly, has also created kritis on Devi called Navaratri kritis. One of the greatest modern composers, Mahakavi Bharatiyar, who was also a Devi worshipper, has composed many songs on Devi like Om Shakti, Om Shakti, Om Para Shakti, Om Shakti, Om Shakti, Om, and the very famous kriti on Saraswati, Vellai Tamarai Poovil Iruppal, Veenai Seyyum Oliyil Iruppal, a masterpiece portraying how Devi Saraswati resides in every aspect of our existence. Our Guru, Srimati Mala Vishwanathan, has composed a beautiful Geetam, Navarasa Nayaki, in praise of all 3 goddesses and has set it to a beautiful melodic Charukesi raga. There are innumerable kritis on Devi that we can all enjoy and learn from our Guru. So far, I have been fortunate learned the following kritis that have enriched me and given me great pleasure and joy. Karunai Deivame Karpagame, in the ragam Sindhu Bhairavi, a kriti in Tamil by Madurai Srinivasan. This kriti is on Mailai Karpagambal, the consort of Kapalishwarar. My native place is Mylapore, Chennai, and so I feel fortunate to learn this kriti. Ranjani Mritu Pankaja Lochani, a Ragamalika by Tanjavur Shankara Iyer in Sanskrit language. The ragas that adorn this kriti are Ranjani, Sri Ranjani, Mara Ranjani, and Jana Ranjani. It is a very beautiful and vibrant kriti that I enjoyed learning so much. Bhuvaneshwariya in the ragam Mohana Kalyani by Hari Kesanallur Muttaya Bhagavatar in Kannada language. It is one of my favorite ragas, and the song gives me a great feeling of gratitude towards our Mother Earth, Bhumi Devi. I thank our Guru for teaching me these songs and hope to learn more songs on Devi in future. I bow down with gratitude and bhakti to the great composers for blessing us with so many kritis and ragas under the divine Carnatic music form. Thank you all for joining.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for your wonderful informations. The next participant, Srimati Janaki Madam.
Hello, good evening to you all and namaste to Madam and all. And today I want to share some of my thoughts of Navaratri composers and their compositions. I am Mrs. Janaki, want to share some points of these composers and kritis. The Navaratri is celebrated in the name of Durga Devi, hence they are called Durga Navaratri. When we pray the 9 forms of Durga Devi, Shailaputri, Brahmacharani, Chandraganta, Kushmanda, Skandamata, Kachayani, Kalaratri, Mahagauri and Siddhidatri. Why do we pray Mother Goddess? In the Hindu philosophy, priority is given to Mother. Even when we pray Matrudevo Bhava, Pitrudevo Bhava and Acharadevo Bhava, Mother is given the first place. This is because Mother carries and gives birth to a child. When we feel pain, we always say Amma or Ma, but not Appa or Papa. A child always feels safe and secure with his mother more than anyone else. One may or may not believe the existence of God, but no one can deny the existence and importance of mother. She gives birth to a child and always cares for them. We can say that a mother's heart is across a path. She will get ready to fight with anyone to safeguard her children. Navaratri kritis are a set of songs dedicated to the goddess during the 9-day Navaratri festival. Key composers of these kritis include Muthuswami Dikshitar, who composed Kamalamba Navavarna kritis in the praise of goddess Kamalamba and Sri Chakra. Maharaja Swati Tirunal, who composed a set of Navaratna kritaras to be sung on the successive days of Navaratri festival. Shamasatri composed a group of kritis in this theme, namely Navaratna Malika. Then we should know the importance of 9. Why only 9 days? What is the importance of 9? 9 is the largest single digit number. There are Navagrahas and Navaratnas. A human embryo takes 9 months to form a body in the mother's womb. A human body consists of chakras. To purify these chakras, we can follow 9 Bhakti Margas. They are Shravanam, hearing, Kirtanam, praising, and Smaranam, remembering, Padasavanam, doing service, Archanam, performing puja, Vandanam, praying, Dasyam, to give oneself to God, Saksham, friendship, Atmanivedanam, that means self-surrender. Thus, 9 is the important number in many aspects of our everyday life and living. In Lalita Sahasranavam, slokas 98 to 110 depict the most important chakras along with their location in the body and their favorite offering for the goddess for these chakras. The chakras that are mentioned in are Visuddha chakra, that is throat chakra, and Anahata chakra, which is heart chakra, Manipura chakra, which is solar plexus chakra, Swadhisthana chakra, which is the sacral chakra, Sahasrara chakra, which is the crown chakra. Purifying these chakras and preparing offerings as suggested in these slokas is believed to help achieve salvation or Jivan Mukta, which is also the main aim of Navaratri kritis. And key composers and 3 composers. Dikshitar's Kamalamba Navavarna kritis is a set of 11 kritis, with the first being Jhanakriti and the last being Mangala kriti. Each of these kritis between these two describes each enclosure of Sri Chakra, detailing their geometry, associated deities, and primordial features. Maharaja Swati Tirunal, his Navaratna Kirtanas, is a group of songs sung on a specific day of Navaratri festival in Thiruvananthapuram Palace. In these compositions, he pleads the goddess on behalf of all of us for protection using the word Pahimam. Shyam Shastri, the other great composer of Navaratri kritis, most of the kritis are set to Champitala. His kritis are filled with Bhakti Bhava, particularly Swarajatis in the Raga Bhairavi, Hanumattodi and Edukula Kamboji Though he composed 8 kritis, Bhairavi Sarojati is sung on the 9th day of the Navaratri. Shamasastri's Navaratna Malika consists of the kritis in Shamasastri's Navaratna Malika. Meenalochani Brava, Raga Dhanyasi, Mr. Chapatalam, Sarojadalanetri, Raga Sankarabharanam, Aditalam, Marivere, Ragam Ananda Bhairavi, Mr. Chapatala, Devi Needu Pada Sevanamule, Raga Kamboji, Aditala, Mayamma Raga Ahiri, Aditala, Nannabro Lalite, Raga Lalita, Mr. Chapatala, Ravi Parvata Rajakumari, Raga Kalyani, Aditala, Devi Meenanetri, Raga Shanmukha Shankarabharanam, Aditala. These are the kritis of Shamsat. I want to tell about some points of Sarojadalanetri, which I like the kriti most. This kriti of Sarojadalanetri is composed in Sankarabharan Ragam, which means the ornament of Lord Shiva. In this kriti, he first describes the eyes of the goddess as Sarojadala, that means eyes of a lotus petal. He further refers to her as the daughter of Himagiri and praises that there is no deity like her. He believes in her only, always, and asks her to grant him well-being. In the Anupallavi, he asks her not to delay his protection because she is the boon giver and none is like her. She carries Sukapani, a bird, in her hand. She has Madhukaraveni, that is curly hair, that is similar to the curls of bees, and she is the empress of Lord Shiva. In the Charanam, he describes her as Samagana Vinodini, one who is fond of music, Shamakrishna Nuta, one who is praised by him. She is Shamla Devi. She is his interest and his final step of life. She is the only giver of any boon and salvation, hence he is pleased to protect him always. In this kriti, he also presents his poetic style. For instance, in the Pallavi, Sarojadalanetri and Himagiri Putri, and in Pallavi, use of Sukapani, Madhukaraveni reflects this style. In Telugu, this prosody is called Anchaprasa, where the last letters of the last words rhyme and are similar. In most of his compositions, Shamsastri feels a kind of relation with the goddess. Last but not the least, the kriti starts as Sarojadalanetri and the song progresses. He moves to her charanam or feet. Lalita Panchakam also starts as Pratasmarami Lalita Vadanaravindam, which means that when we want to praise any god or goddess, we should start with the face. Thus, praising the goddess is always from top to bottom. Thank you. Thank you, Vanandal.
Thank you for your wonderful presentation. It was really awesome. Giving the importance of number 9 and explaining the
Yes.
all the kritis. Very nice. Thank you so much. Thank you. And the next participant, I shall call Srimati Srividya.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Srividya. Like other participants, I've come here to tell about Navaratri compositions and composers. And thank you, ma'am, for giving us this opportunity. The 18th century in India, it's in the classical music. It saw a lot of birth of lot of composers, great composers like the Great Trinity, Sri Muthuswami Dikshitar, Saint Tyagaraja, and Shyama Sastri. And in Travancore was born the Maharaja of Swati Tirunal, and also the same period was Adi Shankaracharya in Kaladi in Kerala. So I'm going to talk about few of the composers here, and all these composers have used their compositions emphasizing the importance of Navaratri using the devotional lyrics, and using 3 themes of strength, wisdom, and creation through their devotional lyrics. So first I'm going to talk about Sri Muthuswami Dikshitar. So one of his famous composition is Meenakshi Memudam, and he is an ardent devotee of goddess Meenakshi who resides in Madurai, and he describes her as the fish-eyed goddess, and he is an expert in a way of worship called Srividya worship. And indeed, whoever is a worshipper of the goddess are blessed with the brilliance of speech and expression. So I would like to tell one story behind this. Like when he felt his end was nearing, he asked all his disciples to perform the Navavarna Akritis and also sing this song, the Meenakshi Memudam Dehi. And when there is a line in this kriti which says Meena Lochani Pasha Mochani, which says "Oh goddess, please give me liberation from this birth." And just after this line was sung, and he breathed this last saying, "Shive Pahi, Shive Pahi." That means, "Oh auspicious Shiva, protect me." And indeed, he emerged with the auspicious Shiva and goddess Meenakshi. And he has composed the Kamalamba Navavarana Kritis, praising the goddess Kamalamba and Tiruvaru temple in Tamil Nadu. So this is has a focus on the Navaratri festival, and it is a set of 11 compositions, like the other participants said. Starting with the Dhyana Kriti Kamalambike, which was an invocation to the goddess, and 9 Avarana Kritis, which is sung on each day of Navaratri in a sequence. It represents the 9 enclosures of the Sri Chakra. It is believed that whoever worships this Sri Chakra, the goddess, goddess Tripura Sundari is said to be residing in the Bindu point, in the central point, and you move closer to your inner self when you do this kind of worship. And it ends with the Mangalakriti Sri Kamalambike, which offers a final tribute to the goddess. So the significance of this these kritis is it is a complete manual for Devi worship, and it gives immense bliss to the listener. And also it has references to the temple culture and all the rituals and regional traditions. It has references to these in these kritis. So the first Navavarna, the kriti which he composed is Kamalamba Samrakshatu, which is in the ragam Ananda Bhairavi. And the next one is there is a Sri Mahaganapatim, which is a invocation kriti, which is sung before this Navaratri kritis. And all these kritis, it shows the musical brilliance of Dikshitar. It has all the major Rakti ragas and Gana ragas, like Todi, Kalyani, Shankarabharanam, Punnaga Varali, and Ganta. And he emphasizes the Advaitic philosophy of non-dualism in his lyrics. It says that the self, God, and whatever existing outside is one and the same. He emphasizes this philosophy. And he is an expert in the Sanskrit language. So all these kritis, the 9 compositions, start with one of the cases of the Sanskrit language. So each one starts with like Kamalamba, Kamalambam, Kamalambikayai. It's like that. And all his kritis has a signature Guru Guha. Into this lyrics, he has imbibed all the his signature in that. And the next composer I'm going to talk about is Dandapani Desikar. He has composed a lot of Tamil kritis. He was called Isai Arasu. And notable composition of Dandapani Desikar is Arula Vendum Thaye in the Ragam Saramati. In this, he is seeking the blessings of goddess Angerkanni, or it's a form of Angerkanni is a form of goddess Meenakshi. He's seeking the divine blessings to have a life of wealth, fame, and to develop creativity through the lines Kalaigal Karkavum, Karpanai Seyyavum, Kalam Kadavamal Karutai Tiruthavum. It says like, give me all the art forms, give me creativity, give me the correct mindset, and to speak the truth. He seeks the blessings of the goddess. So the next composer whom I'm going to talk about is Swati Tirunal of Travancore. So there is he has composed the Navaratri Navaratna Malika, and it's a set of 9 kritis. Here, three kritis each for each of the goddesses Durga, Lakshmi, and Saraswati. So the last kriti, all the kritis are in different raga: Shankarabharanam, Kalyani, Saveri, etc. And the last 3 kritis, Pahi Parvata Vardhini in Arabi, and Bharati Mama and Todi, and one more is dedicated to goddess Saraswati. So there is a story behind this Navaratri Utsavam, which is celebrated even now in Thiruvananthapuram. It said that poet Kambar had got a promise from the then Chera king that the prayers to goddess Saraswati should be done without any interruption. So he shifted the capital from Padmanabhapuram to Thiruvananthapuram, and even now the goddess is taken in a procession from to Thiruvananthapuram, and the festival is celebrated in a very grand manner. with the Utsava, the Vigraham, the main Vigraham in goddess Saraswati in the Navaratri Mandapam. So it's a very devotional scene there. Like all the 9 kritis are sung on all the 9 days during this festival, and it exactly starts at 6 o'clock and ends at 8:30 p.m. And the atmosphere is very serene and devotional. And there are other composers, famous composers who have composed kritis on Devi, which are sung during the Navaratri festival and has focus on the Navaratri festival. One of them is Oothukkadu Venakata Kavi. He has composed praising goddess Kamakshi in Kanchipuram, the Kamakshi Navavarna kritis, which also depict the Srividya worship. One thing common among many of these composers is the Srividya worship through the Sri Chakra, and he is one of them. And Purandara Dasa, he has sung a lot of Kannada compositions, mainly notable ones, Bhagyada Lakshmi Baramma inviting the goddess home, and Kodubega Divyamadi Saraswati asking the goddess to come and settle in the tongue to chant all the divine names. And one more composer is Papanasham Shivan. He has also composed a lot of Tamil kritis, mainly Durga Lakshmi Saraswati, which has mention of Navaratri, and Devi Niye Tunai. These are very popular compositions sung during Navaratri in Tamil Nadu. And Adi Shankaracharya, he has composed a lot of stotrams. Main one is Saundarya Lahari. The first 21 stanzas is called Ananda Lahari, which has the essence of Srividya worship. And he has other stotrams like Devi Navaratna Malika and Mahishasura Mardini and Kanakadara Stotram. So I would like to conclude that this Navaratri is not just a festival. It is called to awaken the inner Shakti within each and every one of us. And we have to respect our body as a temple of Shakti and use this material world for spiritual progress. And we have to respect every woman in our life and use this Navaratri festival for our own inner transformation and realize the inner self. Chanting all these slokas and singing all these bhajans and songs will help us connect with the divine and reach our inner self and help us get the purpose, achieve the purpose for which we are all born in this world. So let us all get the inspiration from Goddess Durga in multiple directions with strength, love, discipline, and wisdom, and achieve the purpose in our life. Thank you all for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Great, ma'am. Great, wonderful presentation of yours, and really we got goosebumps when you mentioned about the story of Muthuswami Dikshitar. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the presentation.
Thank you.
And can I call upon Geetha Kumari, ma'am?
I am Geetha Kumari, a retired head accounts IFA from Central Government Department. I am also a music vocal as well as Veena student. I am a follower of Guru Mala Vishwanathan. So regarding Navaratri, everybody has discussed about Navaratri, so I am not going to elaborate it. Navaratri is an important Hindu festival everybody knows. The 9 days celebration is dedicated to Goddess Durga in 9 avatars. It is a victory of good over evil. Compositions of Navaratri kritis. First, let me say about Swati Tirunal kritis. So the first day is dedicated to Shailaputri, Devi Jagat Janani, Ragam Shankaravarnam, Talam Adi. Second day, Goddess Brahmacharini, Vahi Sri Bhageshwari, Vahimam Sri Bhageshwari, Ragam Kalyani, Talam Adi. Third day, Goddess Chandrakanta, Devi Pavane, Ragam Saveri, Talam Adi. Day 4, Devi Kusmanda, Bharati Mamava, Ragam Todi, Adi. Day 5, Devi Skandamata, Janani Mama Mae, Ragam Bhairavi, Talam Misrachap. Day 6, Goddess Katyayani, Sarori Hasana, Jaya, Ragam Bandurali, Talam Adi. Day 7, Goddess Katyayani, Kalaratri, Janani Pahi, Shuddha Saveri, Talam Misrachap. Day 8, Goddess Mahagauri, Pahi Janani Santadam, Natakurani Misrachap. Day 9, Siddharthi, Pahi Parvada Nandini, Aravi, Aditalam. Another group of Devi Kritis for Navaratri. Day 1. Ennai ni Maravadiru, Amrita Varshini. Day 2. Mamava Meenakshi, Varali. Day 3. Maheshwari Ragam Varamu. Day 4. Maravairi Ramani, Nasiga Bhushani. Day 5. Sari Evaramma Bhairavi. Day 6. Saroru Hasana Jaya Pandurali. Day 7. Taye Tribura Sundari Shuddha Saveri. Day 8. Aglandeshwari Dijavandi. Made Male Doja Kamas. Navaratri Kritis of Purandradasa. Jaya Janaki Kanda Ragam Nata Khanda Chapu. Adidano Renga Arabi Aditalam. Kallu Sakkare. Next, Odi Baraya Bhairavi Adi. Sagala Graha Bala Adhana Misraja. Pogadi Relu Renga Shankaravarnam. Nanna Inna Danya Raya Raga Kannada Misrajapu. Krishnamurti Kamboji Aditalam. Bandhanane Renga Sri Raga. Actually, during this journey, what I understood is any kritis related to Devi regarding that 9 avataras can be considered as Navaratri kriti. That is what I understood from my studies. Thank you for the opportunities and for my gurus. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And
I'm
now,
ready. Yeah.
I call upon Jahnavi ma'am. Please carry on with your presentation.
Thank you very much. I'm Jahnavi from Bangalore. Tried to give some inputs and learned a lot through this project given by our Guru, Mala Madam. Navaratri is one of the most colorful festival. Literally means 9 nights and dedicated to worship goddess Durga. It is to worship dedicated to feminine form of Adi Shakti. First 3 nights dedicated to worship Durga, which means removal of negativity. The next 3 nights to worship Lakshmi, symbolizing prosperity and virtue. The last 3 nights to worship Saraswati, symbolizing wisdom and knowledge. On the whole, it is a festival of purification of body, mind, and soul. So Navaratri is equal to 9 nights of devotion, discipline, dance, and celebration of Shakti. In Karnataka, celebration of Dasara in Mysore is very famous. It is a great utsav with procession and music and cultural activities. The last Maharaja of Mysore, Jayachamarajan Odayar, was a great patron of music and he himself a Vagnekara. He called Devi with many names Chamundeshwari, Rajarajeshwari, and Bhuvaneshwari. I have mentioned some of his Navaratri kritis full of Vedantic praising goddess Chamundeshwari. Each day of Navaratri is dedicated to one form symbolizing a step in spiritual evolution of a devotee from self-discipline to ultimate realization. I am showing here all the dance postures of all 9 Devis and their forms. They represent the journey of soul from discipline to enlightenment. First day, Shailaputri, Om Devi Shailaputraye Namaha. Salutations to daughter of Himalaya who took rebirth as Parvati after Dakshayani, consort of Shiva, sacrificing her life in Dakshayagnya. Is Sri Mysore Vasudevacharya Kriti, O Chamundeshwari Palisumaye, is sung this day. Shailaputri represents beginning of spiritual awakening. Second day, she is celebrated as Brahmacharini Devi. Om Devi Brahmacharinye Namaha. Salutations to the goddess who practices great penance. She represents devotion, next step in spiritual journey. Karuna Chodavamma Kamakshi by Shama Shastri is sung in this day, second day. Third day, Chandrakanta is bearer of moon bell, represents courage. She embodies bravery and grace, destroys negativity and brings harmony through courage. Ambe, Jagadambe is sung here. Fourth day, Kushmanda Devi represents creation. Om Devi Kushmandaye Namaha. Salutations to the goddess who created the universe with her smile. Radiant like sun, holds weapons and a lost of nectar. She fills life with light and positivity. Muthuswami Dikshitar's patron of Devi Shakti sang Annapurneshwari Jaya Jaya. Fifth day, Skandamata Devi, mother of Lord Skanda, a symbol of motherhood. Compassion, protection, worshipping her brings wisdom and happiness to the family. She represents nurturing. So Purandardasa's Kriti Jagadodharana is sung. Sixth day is Katyayani, is called Katyayani. Om Devi Katyayani Namaha. Salutations to the daughter of sage Katyayana. She embodies courage and righteousness, grants strength to fight injustice. So, Sri Rajarajeshwari Ninna Nambidemu Kriti is sung. Seventh day, Kalaratri. She represents the dark night of the soul. She emits divine energy and carries a torch and sword leading towards light and wisdom. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samsthita Namastasmai 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 Namo Namaha. She will be in the form of energy in all the creations. I prostrate, I prostrate, I prostrate. Eighth day, Mahagauri in radiant and pure form. Om Devi Mahagauriyai Namaha. Where white clothes carries a trident and damaru, symbol of purity, forgiveness and serenity. She purifies the heart and grants peace. Jayachamaraja Vadayar's Kriti Jagadambe Sharade Jaya Jaya is sung. Ninth day, Siddhidatri, giver of divine powers, and final form of Durga symbolizes perfection and ultimate realization of divine. This leads to enlightenment. Sarvamangala Mangalye, Shive Sarvartha Sadhike, Sharanye Trambake Gauri, Narayani Namostute. Salutations to the goddess who bestows spiritual and supernatural powers. Muttudami Dikshitar, patron of Parashakti, joined the lotus feet of Meenakshi, singing a Kriti, Meenakshi Memudandehi, which is in Gamakapriya Raga. I have some of the Tyagaraja's Kritis, Nannu Palimpa, Narchivachitivo, in Izan Shailaputri, Nannu Vidachi, on Brahmacharini, Nannu Brovu Lalita, on Skandamata, Janani Ninuvina on Durga, Amma Ravamma on Tulsi Devi. It is sung by our great Tyagaraja Swamigal. This is how some of the known Kritis are here. I have given Muthuswami Dikshitar's Kriti, everything. This is how Navaratri is celebrated. Many bhajans are sung during the period. It is a treat for musicians and music lovers. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your wonderful presentation. Thank you so much. Wonderful, depiction of Devi for and her 9 dance poses for the 9 days. Really awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this presentation. And I call upon next participant, Srimati Prateebha.
Shri Matre Namaha, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Namaskarams to one and all. And for my topic today, I've chosen 2 composers. One is Venakata Kavi, who is also called the Oothukkadu Venkata Subbier, early 18th century composer, and Muthuswami Dikshitar, who was a late 18th into the 19th century composers. Both of them were born in Tanjavur, and both of them had the divine grace of Devi or Mata, and they set to compose the Navavarna kritis on the goddess. One, Oothukkadu composed the Navavarna kritis on the presiding deity of Kanchi Kamakshi Amman, and Muthuswami Dikshitar on the presiding deity of Tiruvarur, goddess Kamalamba. And both composers have given great importance to the Srividya, the Sri Chikra Puja practices, and it is evidently highlighted in most of their Navavarna compositions. They were both exponents in the language of Sanskrit, and most of all their compositions, both the Navavarna compositions, are soulful outpourings that brim with devotion and are directly addressed to the goddess herself. This is the picture of Oothukkadu Venkata Subbier. He was born in Tanjore. He moved to the temple town of Oothukkadu, and most of his compositions are in Rakti Ragas, which are more sweet melody. He was extremely skilled in the master of melody, rhythm, complex rhythm patterns, meter, and poetry. And the next slide is like, he has composed various Navavarna kritis, on the Kanchi Kamakshi Amman, starting with the invocatory piece, which is the Vinayaka Stuti, then the Dhyana Stuti, and he's added a Palastuti, which gives the benefit of doing the Navavarna kritis in a sequence of 9 days for the 9 nights of Navaratri that are sung, and it highlights the Shiva Shakti. He focuses mostly on the Bindu of the Sri Chakra. Every song of his highlights the Shiva Shakti, which is the without Shakti, Shiva is in a state of inertia. So that's what the Sri Chakra means, and so he is given the 9 songs for 9 nights, and especially his signature is he has used mostly complex rhythm patterns, which are very difficult to understand, very meticulous. The tala patterns are very, very meticulous in the sense that he has gone from two kalai to a single kalai phrases in the charanam of one of the kritis, which is like I think it's the 8th Navavarna Kriti, has a very complex tala pattern, and also has used, and most of the signatures have been like he has used out of the 500 to 600 compositions that Oothukkadu has chosen. Only 5 or 6 has the mudra of Venkata Kavi in it. Most of them have the Kalinga Nardana, which was the presiding deity of Oothukkadu, and he was an ardent devotee of Krishna. And this is the list of the Navavarna kritis on the Kanchi Kamakshi. It starts with the Vinayaka Stuti, which is the invocation on Sri Ganesha, followed by the set in Chanmuga Priya Ragam, and then as Dhyana Stuti, it is Vanchasi Yadi Kushalam in Kalyani. It is addressed to the to one's mind, where he says the Sindhu Madhya Mani Bindu Chakra Nilayam. So that is the permanence, the Bindu, the top portion of the Sri Chakra is where the Shiva Shakti Aikya is, and one cannot be without, Devi cannot be without Shiva. Shiva and Shakti has to be one and the same, and that is where we get all our strengths and devotions from. So, and following are the avaranams in an order. Santatam Aham Sevam in Desakshi, he has used a couple of very, very rare ragas in the Navavarna Kritis. One is the Deshakshi raga, and the other is the Neel Lohitaramri, Balahamsa, in Kanda Durva, which is a very, very rare. The other aspect of this Navavarnam is that one, it's a rare ragam. The second is the Kanda Durvam, which is in reticula, which is also a very, very rare tala pattern. And he concludes the Navavarna Kriti with a palastuti called Haladaranujam Praptam in Maniranga, which is the Falasuti, or which gives the essence, the total essence of what a Sri Chakra worship is all about. One common factor is that between Muthuswami Dikshitar and Oothukkadu is that both of them have Venkatakavi predated Muthuswami Dikshitar, and Muthuswami Dikshitar came at the later half of the 18th century, and he has also composed many Navavarna Kritis on the Kamalamba, who is the presiding deity of Tiruvarur. He was born 1776 to 1836. What I've learned through this journey is that both Venkatakavi and Muthuswami Dikshitar and various other composers of the era have been great Devi Upasakas. They were well versed in the Srividya Upasanas, and they have composed the kritis, the 9 kritis, and details of the Sri Chakra. The Sri Chakra in each Avanam is like completely felt, include the Devatas and the Yoginis associated with each of the petals, or the whole Sri Chakra, the weights, like every window or door that leads to the Bindu. So, and also the fact that Muthuswami Dikshitar also has composed the Navavarna Kritis set in the praise of goddess Kamalama, who is enshrined in Tiruvarur, as I said, in the Tanjore district of Tamil Nadu. And he starts his compositions with the invocatory or benedictory piece on Lord Vinayaka, who is Vigna Vinayaka, and then followed by Balasubramaniam or Murugan in Surati, and then follows is Navavarna Kriti for 9 nights, set for it's a set of 9 kritis, and then ends at the Mangala Kriti. And every kriti, as my fellow speaker said, they start with Kamalambike, Kamalamba Shamrakshatu, Kamalamba Bajere, and so on and so forth for the 9 nights. And also the fact that the signature, the mudras used by both Venkatakavi as well as Muthuswami Dikshitar. Muthuswami Dikshitar is used mostly Guru Guha in his presentations in his as a mudra, but also in his Navavarna Kritis. One unique feature that is used is that he has used the Raga mudra also as a mudra. Like, for example, with Ananda Bhairavi Ragam, he's used Ananda very in a disguised manner within the Sahityam, so that it also highlights the Raga, the aspects of the Raga, and the essence of the Raga as totally pouring through the Navavarna Kritis. And I've also attached links to, for further, anybody wants to learn more about these composers. I've attached the links. And finally, even though there have been many composers like Venkata Kavi, Muthuswami Dikshitar, Shama Sastri, Swati Tirunal, they have composed many songs on Devi, the Universal Mother, or the Supreme Consciousness. Each one had their own style and approach. And even though they had their own style and approach, their voice in seeking their benevolence, grace, and ultimate praying for protection echoes to the marvelous rendering of their compositions. And it's sung and celebrated not just in India alone, it's across the globe through this festival period of Navaratri. And may the Divine Mother's grace be bestowed upon all of us. Thank you once again for the opportunity.
Wonderful. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your wonderful presentation. Information on kritis and chakras and how it works on us. It's really awesome, and the rare aspect of the music system you have explained very clearly. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am. And I call upon Mala ma'am to say a few words on this.
From all of these presentations, we realize that Carnatic music is an ocean. One life is not enough to learn these compositions. So much of information was packed in this 1 hour. Thank you for all of you who have presented, done so much research to get all this information. And to all of you who are present here, I'm sure evening time on a Sunday is a very busy time at home. You have all taken your time off to be with us, to listen to these wonderful speakers. Thank you one and all for being here. Thank you so much. Namaskaram.